Running back Brian Robinson rushed the ball 22 times and was only able to muster 58 yards against the San Francisco 49ers. He played 44% of the snaps and did not catch his only target in this game. He finished as the running back 38, but he's being drafted this week in week 17 against the Cleveland Browns as the running back 21 on Sleeper, and there's even more optimism for him in the expert consensus rankings on Fantasy Pros. Right now, Brian Robinson is the expert consensus running back 17, and that's because Antonio Gibson has been ruled out. And so the volume argument for Brian Robinson is what makes him an interesting play and a running back two, strong running back two consideration. If we look at what Robinson has done this year, he has 4 different games with at least 20 rush attempts. And in those games, running back 27, running back 13, running back 17, and running back 38. So a mid-pack running back 2. He did finish the running back 6 back in week 12 on 18 carries. He had 2 receptions, so 20 total touches, 18 for 105 on the ground. Brian Robinson only 2 rushing touchdowns, but this Cleveland defense gives up the third most rushing fantasy, or they give up the third most fantasy points to opposing running backs, and they are the third most favorable rush DVOA matchup. So Brian Robinson is a solid running back 2 matchup, and if you want a safe floor play, Brian Robinson is that type of player. If you're not trusting David Montgomery or Cam Akers or even a Josh Jacobs, I could see Brian Robinson starting over those players this week. If you like the content and you find it helpful, make sure you hit that red subscribe button, given the plus matchup, given the expected volume, and no Antonio Gibson. So maybe he gets 2 or 3 receptions and then can get into it, because Gibson had 2 receptions on 3 targets for 21 yards in this week 16 game. So we'll see what happens with Brian Robinson against the Browns, but I think that he's probably one of the safest running back 2 plays